About a month ago, I did a video on the 5 C's of Armenia, Colombia. And today I would like to expand on one of those, and it would be convenience. My name is William Hutchison. I, along with my wife, own Armenia, Colombia Realty for Expats in Armenia, Colombia, where I've lived for almost 12 years. When we talk about convenience, it's probably the third thing on my reasons, I guess, and what I like about living in Armenia, Colombia. The first two, of course, are the cost of living and the climate. 80 every day, 60 every night within a degree or two, lots of rain, mostly at night. I don't think you can find a climate better unless you're someone that wants the sea, can stand the heat and humidity, which would have been my choice probably 20 years ago. But I just find now at my age that it's a little uncomfortable for me. The first thing I want to talk about is airport convenience here. And it's really a unique situation. We have two international airports, both within an hour of Armenia. Of course, we have one in Armenia. I live in the north end of town. The airport is on the south side, but it's still only 30 minutes to get to the airport. That airport has been recently renovated, probably opened in the last 18 months. It's not very busy. When you come in from a foreign country, you're 35 or 40 minutes picking up your bags and going through immigration. They really have it set up for the convenience of arrivals. The other airport we have is in Pattaya. I live in the north end of Armenia, and the airport in Pattaya is on the other side of Pattaya, not far. But you have to drive through some traffic in Pattaya. The road all the way up there is 4-lane, very modern. There's one bit of a toll road, but easily get there in under an hour. And the big advantage to Pattaya is they offer more international flights back to the United States and into some other countries. When I went to Santa Marta, excuse me, maybe 18 months ago now, there was no direct flight from Armenia. We had to go to Bogota, have a layover, and then take a flight from Bogota to Santa Marta. But there was a direct flight from Pattaya. So it reduced the travel wait time from somewhere around 4 hours to 1 hour and 20 minutes. So it's very, very convenient to have both airports. Pattaya has recently been upgraded as well. And I am pretty sure American Airlines flies into there. I'm not completely up to date with Pattaya, but it's a nice alternative, and it's very, very convenient to have both of them when one flies different routes at different times to different locations than the other one does. The other thing that I like about the convenience of Armenia is the shopping. We don't have a couple of the stores that Pattaya has. For example, Price Smart, which is a Costco type arrangement. There's another one up there, I think it's called Humbo, something like that. And there's Macri. We don't have those. But I'm finding now anyway that I'm doing most of my shopping online, unless it's sizing for maybe shoes or clothes. I do most of my shopping online, so I'm not missing those stores. We have 3 big box that sell electrical appliances. There's all kinds of little tiendas downtown that sell televisions, stereos, fridges, those sorts of things. So there's no inconvenience at all with not having those larger stores. The only thing that I can't get here off the shelf is shoes. Colombians are smaller, so their feet are smaller. And most stores stop at 42 or 43, which I understand is around a 10 or a 10.5. Depending on the cut, I can take up to a size 13. And so I'm at 46 or 47, and there's no chance. The only inconvenient thing about that is I can't get sneakers, but I can get handmade leather shoes in my size. It takes 10 days to 2 weeks for the shoemaker to make them for $60. I don't know what a handmade shoe would be in the United States now, but they go into a really detailed measuring of your feet, and they're custom made for $60. The other good thing here in Armenia is the medical. If you need really high ability specialists, you probably still have to go to Bogota or maybe Medellin. Bogota is only 35 minutes away. Medellin is around an hour direct. But for most other things, there are educated doctors here, many of them trained in the United States. My doctor himself was trained there and in Spain. So you don't lack for anything. The other nice thing going on right now is they're building a beautiful, large new hospital about 500 meters from me. And they are going to keep the existing one open. And I've also heard that there's some talk about a new hospital on the south side of town, where the hospital there now is quite small. I've been told 25 or 30 beds, but I can't confirm that. The new hospital is going to be fantastic, and I think it's in recognition of the growth that the city expects for Armenia. It's highly sought after by Colombians as well as people from other countries. And I've said a couple of times, what better endorsement can a city have than the citizens of the country flocking to it and buying property? For the most part, a lot of them are buying condos. They're close to retirement, or they're going to rent them out for a while, or use them for family vacations, because this area is quite touristy. The other thing I like about Armenia, and I've covered this off a couple of times, because if you've been watching my channels, you know that I'm pretty big with safety. I'm pretty big with gated communities. I don't believe that the rural living out in the boondocks, 4 or 5 kilometers from a main road, where you're all by yourself, is what expats would be looking for. And I think it's a huge mistake if someone buys there. The prices are good. There's no question about that. But the prices are the Colombian market. So if you get caught up in saying, you know, if I had this finca in Wisconsin, it'd be worth $500,000 and I can buy it here for $30,000 or $40,000. That's not the line of thinking that you want. What you need to look at is if a place is taking years to sell now and you buy it, it'll be years to sell when you want to sell it. And the one thing that I have mentioned to my clients, you can get a semi-rural lifestyle here in a gated community. I have a client right now that lives in a 2-story townhouse, beautiful covered patio, large covered patio, perhaps 150 square feet, has a yard, not large, maybe 300 square feet, which a yard here is unusual, especially at the back of a townhouse. And he backs onto a bamboo forest. He has bird feeders out. He's getting all kinds of birds. As many of you know, Colombia has the most bird species in the world, any country in the world. And he's also feeding guatine. Guatine are a little, I'd say maybe a rodent, a groundhog style rodent. They're very shy, but if you put fruit out for them, they will come for the fruit. And they're just nice little animals to have around. They're not aggressive. They won't hurt you. In fact, if they see you, they're probably going to run off. So you can sort of have that feel with the extra level of security. I qualify those comments with anyone that wants to grow coffee or bananas or wants to become a gentleman farmer. It's not going to work for them. But for me, the safety is what is important. I have shown other condos, other townhouses too, that back onto similar bamboo forests. It's not unusual here for people to be in high-rise condos on the 10th or 12th or 14th floor and have bird feeders out. It's common. It's very common. That's the video for today. I hope I've covered off some of the things that may be of concern to you. My name is William Hutchison. I own Armenia Colombia Realty for Expats, but I live in paradise, and you can too.